Get my look of being so tough or manly. You can't show no signs of weakness where I'm from. If you show anything.
What's up, boss man?
What's going on, boss?
Yes, sir. My homeboy, I finally got a chance to get you up in here, man.
Yes, sir. We got it. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Alright, so how everything going, man?
Good. Everything going good so far, man. No complaints. To God be the glory.
Already. So how I like to do it, like I tell everybody, I like to get straight into it. So where you from? Like, where was you born and raised at?
I was born in Newport News, Virginia. I was raised there. I was raised some of Waverly, and we did some moving around. So I got a couple different places that helped me become who I am for my upbringing.
Yeah, facts. So as far as you growing up in Newport News, how was kind of the environment that kind of shaped you there?
I say there is where I developed my exterior outer look, is how I get my look of being so tough or manly. You can't show no signs of weakness where I'm from. If you show any sign of weakness, it's like a pack of wolves, they own you. So for me, it definitely gave me the toughness that I needed to be as a man. Definitely having children of my own, being a protector in the family. So although it was rough, I thank God for it, and I thank God I made it through it.
Facts. So as far as, you being a follower of Jesus Christ, like, what was the biggest, mess in your life before, you found God?
The biggest mess in my life probably was confusion. Feeling lost, feeling abandoned. A lot of different trials and tribulations that I've been through. Kind of tormented me, so to speak, before I found Christ. Although I grew up in church, let me start by saying I did grow up. My mother was the type with, as for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. So every Sunday we definitely was in church. I'm not saying she was a devout Christian or nothing like that. Like she went to Bible study anytime. No, Sundays we was in church. She made sure that Sundays we was in church. But even still, we go through our life. We went through our life struggles. Went through quite a bit of struggles coming up. But I still wasn't. I wouldn't say that I was taking church for a joke per se, but I wasn't going to get anything out of it. I just was going because I was being forced.
Going to go.
Yeah. Mama said go to church. You go to church.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's what it was. But when I got older and I wanted to try and figure out life for myself, I wanted to figure out I wanted a family, but I didn't know how to go about any of that. I was feeling hurt, I was feeling lost. A whole bunch of stuff was going through my mind. At points I was suicidal, had some suicidal thoughts, just because of all the wanting something and not knowing how to get it.
Yeah,
it's very traumatizing. So me wanting stuff out of life but not showing how to get it was very distraught for me, because I'm a mental type person. I'm very intelligent. So for me not to know, it kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
But when I started following Christ, after I started getting into church and actually going to receive something for myself, is when I gained wisdom on how to move. How should I carry myself outside in the public? How should I carry myself when I'm at home with my wife? How should I carry myself when I'm trying to be a father? All of those questions, my answer came from within the Bible. The more I read the Bible, the more I prayed, the more God gave me revelation and was teaching me how to get to where I'm trying to get to step by step.
Most definitely. And as far as I heard you talk about you as, a husband and having a wife. Like, so how has that, kind of shaped your belief in what you do?
Being a husband, honestly, being married, period, it's gonna take God first. It's definitely gonna take God first, because being in a marriage, it goes hand in hand with following Christ, because you have to be submissive. And in a marriage, you have to be submissive to your significant other, whether you're male or female. You're in the marriage to help make life easier for your partner. You're a helpmeet to your partner. But not everybody knows how to help. Part of helping is part of loving your partner. How do you love your partner? Not everybody knows how to love. But you can get all of that information from the Bible. You can get that from God. God is going to show you what love is. After He shows you, it's your job to display it to your significant other. That's why you say keep God first, because we don't have all the answers. We just, even the smartest person we know is only scratching the surface of information that God has. So in the marriage, it's about sacrifice and it's about submission. But if you're not first willing to open and submit to God, then you won't be able to open and submit to your partner.
So how long have you been married so far?
This year will make 6 years. Man.
6 years. So you've been in the game a while. You've been doing everything.
Something like that. I'm still in the beginning, but yeah, we've been in it for a while now.
And as far as you and your wife, so how many or do you have kids? How many kids do you have?
Yes, me and my wife together have 8 children.
You have 8. Yes. So you have a big family.
5 boys, 3 girls.
Cool. Name all of them off the top of your head.
Samarian, Samad, Anna, Ava, Junior, Ryan, 7, Nima.
All right. Yeah. Name the third born.
The third Anna.
Most definitely. Respect. All right, so I want to know, if your life was a movie, what chapter would you be in right now?
If my life was a movie, I would be in the build up, the rising to the climax. That's where I would be. I'm still at the plot building stage. Like I'm getting my feet wet into what it truly is that I want to do. So I'm in my building phase. I'm learning. Seeing what to do, what not to do, what I can go, where I can't go, what I can say, what I can't say. And it's all because of where I'm trying to go in life. So right now I'm in the building to the climax. Like I haven't really got to the good part yet, but we getting there.
Facts. So pretty much, as far as what you're saying, you haven't even reached the peak of what you believe you can achieve.
Most definitely, that's exactly it.
Okay. And as far as when it comes to being a follower of Christ, like what would have been that one thing that kind of had you thinking like, is this right, or is this, like that one thing that kind of stood out to you that I wouldn't say didn't make sense, but at that time you didn't comprehend it yet, as far as when it comes to your belief?
That's a good question. As far as me though, honestly, with my walk with Christ, like I said before, I have an understanding that God's knowledge and wisdom is far beyond anything that we can comprehend or understand. So a lot of times I don't question it. And I've seen firsthand, like with my own eyes, I've seen miracles in front of my face. I've seen God do the impossible. So for me, it's like, there was never anything that I was like, I questioned. I kind of just, if God said it, then I roll with it.
Yeah.
I can understand it for myself. So if it was like, if God said it, if it's in the Bible, then I never questioned it. It is a couple of scriptures in the Bible probably that I'll be like, well, I wonder why did that happen, or what's the significant reason behind that. But as far as I can understand, the more you read, the more you research, he'll give you the answer if it's something that he's willing to give you. For example, I was reading the Bible one day, and I think it was King David that tried to. It was either King David or King Samuel. They was trying to figure out the amount of people that they was king over, but they could never get the exact number because God had prevented them from knowing the exact number.
Yeah.
So for me, at first when I'm reading, I'm like, so what's so wrong with knowing how many people that you have up under you, right?
Yeah.
But that knowledge is God's knowledge, because when God came to Abraham and told him that his descendants would be like the numbers of the sand, we don't know the numbers of the sand.
Yeah.
We don't know the numbers of the star. That's God's information. So for him, David is you know what I'm saying, is a part of that lineage. So we're not gonna know. You're not gonna know. That's God's knowledge. If that's like, and it's so crazy because it boils back all the way down to Adam and Eve when he told them not to eat of the tree because they was gonna know good and evil. Some things we just aren't supposed to know. That's from God's knowledge. So for Adam and Eve to have eaten, and you feel me, look at all that we in now because of that. So a lot of times I don't question it. If God said it, if it's in his word, I just take it for what it is.
Okay, cool. So now that I got the formal questions out, I want to kind of dig deeper because I'm a fellow, follower of Jesus, and I'm a firm believer. 100%, I'm a firm believer. So some of these questions I want to ask you just to get your opinion on. Okay. So one thing I wanted to ask you: do you believe a person can be a good person without believing in God? Why and why not?
Yeah, you can be a good person without believing in God. It's a such thing called morals. If you have good morals, you can be a genuine person, you can be a good person. The thing behind being a good person is you can be a good person and still not make it into heaven.
Yeah.
The Bible says Jesus Christ is the only way through the Father is through me, through Jesus. So you can definitely be a good person without believing. There's plenty of decent people I've come across.
I like how you switched it up and said decent.
Yeah.
Because in the word it says no good man other than
yeah.
So I like how you switched it up.
It's a lot of decent people who are morally good in our eyes, but yeah, they just don't believe in I don't get it why you wouldn't believe, but that doesn't make you a bad person not to believe. It's just you just lost in the sauce.
Yeah. and something else that I wanted to get off my chest, because as far as me personally, I don't believe in like the mega ministry Johnson, what's it called, the prosperity preachers, the preachers that only talk about finances and God helping us, always about money and him helping you financially wise.
Right.
And the mega ministry, like the pastors that come in flying from the roof and doing I don't believe in stuff like I believe that's just a show, and some people try to convince themselves it's a way of bringing like people in, but it's like almost like false advertisement almost. It's like, how could I say? It's like you saying that you're a church, but you're giving these people all these different gimmicks to stay in it. But the statement that I'm trying to make is do you think the church focuses too much on money and not on the actual teaching of Jesus Christ?
Well, that all depends on which church you're attending. Not all, just because they got Jesus on the name or God on the name doesn't mean that they're right.
Yeah.
It doesn't always mean that they right for you. It could be a good church who is teaching, but you just don't feel it. So the thing with that is you got to find a church that fits you. Find a church that, if you're one that's heavy in biblical knowledge, find you a church home with a pastor who's teaching, not more so preaching, but teaching biblical knowledge. You'll be able to better retain and understand. As far as the mega churches and all of that, I can't speak too much about it because I haven't visited any of them personally, but from social media, a lot of churches are doing stuff for entertainment, and they're not per se reaching towards the soul. But I can't downplay mega churches because that's an assignment that God gave them. Each one of us got a different. It even says it in the Bible. Some will have a group of 10 to flock over. Some will have one soul to get to. Some will have 10,000 souls to get to. Some will have 1 million souls to get to. But we don't determine the number of souls that God has attached to us in our assignment. Our assignment is to deliver the word and direct the souls on the right path to Him. In doing so, yes, I think sometimes we can get misconstrued in our efforts to gain the souls. Some people lose themselves and start doing it for social media to gain popularity and stuff like that, but that's never what it's about. It's always about souls first. No, for me, I would say that's why I was a little bit skeptical on starting my channel, because I didn't want people to think that I was doing it for the money or just doing it for popularity or something. I don't care about none of that. My care is your soul being close to God. I care about your soul. Like, I don't have to know you to care about you. I don't have to know you to love your soul. I want to see you. I want to see you in heaven when we go. When God calls us back, I want to see heaven. I want to see everybody that I've encountered in heaven. That's my goal. That's why I wanted to start. But in doing so, I can understand how it's easy to fall off and start doing it for popularity and start doing it for money, because you do want those things, because you would think that as you gain popularity, you're getting souls to Christ, right? But it's not always that case, because you have to live what you're talking about. People got to see. So if you're only shooting out gimmicks, what's done in the dark is gonna come to the light. So it's not gonna last for long. So if you're shooting gimmicks, just trying to be a mega church for the sake of having a mega church, it won't last long, because God is not in it. But if God is in it, whether it's a small church or a mega church, it'll last.
And another thing that me personally I have an issue with is as far as, like, why do some Christians seem judgmental, like, while preaching love at the same time? Like, because I would say I have seen, me personally, I have seen a lot of judgmental followers of Jesus Christ. Like, I've seen people kind of like, I ain't gonna say turn their nose up, but I done seen people, I ain't going over there talking to them, I ain't going over there. But at the same time,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Honestly, I can't really speak for them, but I know my bishop said one time, I think he said they had some called like amnesia for the saints. They get amnesia once they get their life to Christ and God then straighten them up. Now they you know what I'm saying, but it's not supposed to be like that. Why they do that, I'm not sure, but one thing I do know, it's not supposed to be like that. When God cleans you up and God sets you on the right path, it's for you, but it's not for you. It's for other people around you. Though it's for you and it helps you and it feels good for you, it's not for you. It's because somebody else is looking at your life, and when God fixed you up, they're gonna see that it was God that fixed you up. And what is that gonna do? Turn them towards God. But if He fixed you up and now you acting like you ain't never been through nothing. They like, oh, so now this is what God people do. So now you just turned away a soul from the kingdom rather than gaining a soul. Cause And when God fixed you up, go fix somebody else up. That's the whole cycle of it. We are dirty, he cleans us, and now we go tell somebody else how to get clean. We not clean for ourselves.
Cause my whole concept is, like, I kind of like to piggyback off of what you said, when Jesus cleans us, when God cleans us. When God, to me personally, my opinion, when God give us blessings, yes, certain blessings are for us, but I believe every blessing that God gives us is not just to benefit us, but benefit the people that are around us. Like, certain people, I'd be like, well, God wanted me to have this house, and God wanted me to have this, and God wanted me to have that. But, like, at the same time, what if God wanted you to have that house so you can bring a homeless person in? But then you'll get the house and you'll act brand new, and you get what I'm saying?
That's how can I put it? I don't want to say the selfish, but it almost is selfish.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where it's like a reward. It's like somebody giving you a reward and then telling you gotta share it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I done prayed for this. I done fasted for this. God, I done put the time and the effort and prayed for this house, and I done did all this that you have asked me to do to get the house. So you telling me once I get it, I gotta share it?
Yeah.
You telling me you gave it to me it's tough, but when you have a genuine heart for Christ, and you genuinely want to do his will, his way, if he tell you that he gave it to you to give to somebody else, it'll be no problem. And for me personally, it wouldn't be a problem, only because I know that all my blessings or anything good comes from him. So if he tell me, and he can do greater than anything we can ever think or imagine. So if he blessed me with the house to give to somebody else for it to be theirs, and I actually follow through and do what he say, just imagine what I will receive.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, okay, I did fast and I did pray and I did put in the time and all of this for the ask God for the house, and he granted it to me. But like I said before, his ways are not like our ways, his thoughts is not like our thoughts. So he could have just given it to you just because you was in good standing, you had good credit, you had the money. So he gave it to you so you can be a blessing to somebody else. But in turn of you being a blessing to somebody else, there's a greater blessing that's waiting for you. But you can't get the greater blessing if you're not willing to release or do what he's asking you to do with the little bit of favor he's giving you.
And dang, that's tough. That's tough. And I want to ask you, so why? Because, matter of fact, it's something that I did want to ask, and it's good that I got you here, because I was on my podcast and I recently had this conversation. You play instruments for the church.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the question I had was, me personally, matter of fact, before I say my opinion, I'd like to get yours. Do you feel like if you preach, play instruments, or sing in the choir, armor bearer, or have any position with inside the church, do you feel like you should be compensated for it?
Me personally, no.
And you play keyboard, everything.
I play the keyboard and the drums. Also, I'm an armor bearer. I'm a minister. I pretty much wear a lot of hats in the church. But I don't. For me, I don't do it for the money. I know there's people who can get paid for their talents, who do get paid for their talents.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm not doing it for the money. I do it simply because it's a God-given gift, and it's my way to serve.
You hit my man to cut you off. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Because the question I was going to ask you, because the question that I gave them, because they're musicians, they play for the church as well, and I asked them, I said, do you feel like you should be compensated for the gifts God gave you in order for you to worship Him or do His work or do His will? Do you feel like you should be compensated?
No, my compensation is His blessings.
And see, that's what I said, because I'm like, bruh, if you're doing this, you should not be doing this for money. And they was telling me that because they were Levites, or they believed that they were Levites, and Levites are supposed to get compensated, as not as far as, I guess, money, but a place to live, or food and stuff like that, because I guess they were one of the tribes that didn't get certain inheritance or something like that. So the Levites, they used to, work the churches, if you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but that was wow. That's in the old. That's in the
Old Testament, bro. That's what I'm saying.
That time is not the same time as now. Like,
yes.
I don't, like I said, for me, I play the drums and I play the keyboard. I'm talking faithfully every Sunday. Yeah. I don't care if nobody else come. I'm coming and I'm sitting at the drums. I'm sitting at the keyboard. I'm gonna play. Even if I'm playing by myself, I'm gonna play. But like I said, that's just a part of my way of giving back. Like, I wouldn't have never had the gift if he hadn't gave it to me. I know plenty of people who want to play the drums, but they don't have the gift to play the drums. I know plenty of people who want to play the keyboard, but they don't have that gift. Plenty of people who want to sing, who want to preach, but they don't have that gift. God blessed me with the gift, so I'm not gonna charge you for helping you get closer. No,
it's crazy, right?
Yeah, to me,
it's literally crazy.
To me, if I was to get compensated, it's a bonus, or it's like I said, it's a
donation.
Yeah, I'm not finna. If you call me and say I need a drummer for that, I'm not gonna say, all right, I need 150 though, or 100 people.
Yeah.
No, if you say you need my help, if you need a Levi, I'm gonna come. I'm coming to help. We coming to serve God, worship God together, ain't it?
See,
why you gotta pay me to worship God? You don't gotta pay me to worship God.
Right. And that's what I was trying to get at, because it was the whole conversation was, I felt like, no, you should not be getting compensated, because it was a whole verse, a whole scripture in the Bible about when Jesus came to the churches, they were selling oils and making profit off of people, and he overturned the tables.
And he went to the
and he did all that, and it kind of brought it up in my mind, like, man, you can't be making money off the gifts. Like, you might have been a great preacher, but you sitting here telling people, you can buy your way into heaven, or you can do this, you can do that if you give up a certain amount of money, or if you make sure that I'm situated.
Man, one thing I do, I may need to go back and study, so don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
But I believe he was only mad in that situation because of where everything was going on at.
Yeah.
That was a temple. That was God's house.
Yeah.
There is no reason that you should turn. God's house is a place for worship and praise and worship. You come into his house to thank him, praise him, and worship him. Ain't no reason you in there and turn that joint into a mini market, man.
Yeah.
You in there selling goats and oils and
the crazy
perfumes and no, that's not what. And so in that moment, I don't think he was mad because the people was selling or and I think he was just mad of where they were at when they were selling, because you never heard him. I'm pretty sure he traveled past somebody's merchant selling stuff and he didn't get mad. But
they was in the temple.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, so I don't. For people to say that they should get paid, no. If you're going outside the temple and you're doing a gig, yes. Like, if somebody be like, come on, we're doing a summer jam revival outside in the park or something, and we need musicians. Yes, okay, then I can understand. Me personally, I still would just go to help, but I can understand you wanting to be compensated for that. You got to travel to get there. If you're bringing your equipment, you got to bring your equipment. So I understand that, but as far as we coming to the house of God Sunday after Sunday, and you're looking for to be compensated out. No, that is not what this is about.
Yeah.
If you're coming to God's house to praise and worship Him, nobody should be the only person compensating is Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's when you get your tithes and your offering. He's the only, and you give Him praise and that's the only person that's our conversation is grace and mercy that we even hear. So. See, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think we should, but if you do, congratulations, and God has blessed you.
Yeah,
be grateful for it.
Yeah, facts, and I agree with you, but I just can't see it, because that's the part that kind of linked me back to as far as like mega ministries and like people as far as statuses like that, like, cause I be sitting thinking, I'm like, why do he need to take a private jet to go over there to go preach to people? Why do he need this big house and luxury cars? Well, I would say, hold on, because like when you think about it, as far as all the preachers, all the apostles, all the prophets, all these magnificent people of God who you hear, other than a few kings like David and Solomon and stuff like that, where you see people actually living that abundance life, like other than having an abundance of, spiritual happiness as far as being close to God, like how Peter, John, all those were. But like as far as like, was it David and Daniel and all those other guys, like where they were kings and they were they were in powerful positions. Like I understand that, but like if I say like a T. Jakes or what's his name? Some Joe, the white man Joe. Like what he why they got all these fancy houses and fancy cars and making all this buku money off the backs of the congregation. Like,
all right, so let me ask you this then. Say you invite me to come speak for your church or at your church for your event, right?
Okay.
I don't ask you for anything.
Yeah.
But in turn, you bless me.
Mm-hmm.
And you bless me with a brand new car.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong for receiving a car?
No, not at that expense. But I highly doubt there's a lot of people donating.
I'm just because there are situations where I've seen it. There are situations where a pastor or somebody will get called or invited and they didn't ask for any money. They didn't ask for anything, but in turn, because the people were so gracious for their gift, they blessed the speaker.
Yeah.
So it's as far as like I said, I can't really speak on the mega churches because I haven't, but we do have to be open-minded that they're a mega church and their congregation more times out of 10 are millionaires.
Yeah.
So they may not have asked for it, but out of gratitude, if I got 3 houses and I'm thanking you for God letting you use you. If I got 3 houses, God told me to bless you with a house. Am I wrong for accepting it?
No, you're not wrong.
I already have a house though.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong because it's a gift, it's a donation.
So it's we don't know how they obtain all of what they have. We don't know whether they did it through scandal or we don't know whether the guys just happened to use them at the right time, and part of their blessing for saying yes to God was the fancy cars or the private jets or something like we don't know. You feel me? Like we don't know what happened or how they got it. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that again that you should go out and do this for that type of reason. Now if they're doing that for the sake of getting the money or for the sake of getting the house or the car, that's where it's wrong. Because you're never supposed to. We're not doing this for our sake. Like I said in the beginning, we're doing this for the gang and souls for Christ. So if you're going out and you're using Jesus' name but for self-gain, then yes, you're completely wrong. If you have a mega church off of Jesus' name, but it was all for your own personal motives, then yeah, you're wrong. But if you have a mega church simply because you started off with nothing and you just kept going places and God kept directing you to people, and now you linked up with this person and this person linked you with this person, and now you got so much, that's all part of God's blessing, an abundance of his blessing. But if I'm going out doing this and seeking the money and seeking it, no, we got a problem with that.
Man.
That's not what it's about.
And on another note, I wanted to ask you, should or is modern church too focused on fitting in with the culture? Like, do you think that they try, like, if I can give you an example, I'll say, what's that church dude that be making our own gospel songs? Kurt Franklin. Okay. If I can give you an example like Kurt Franklin. Okay, me personally, my personal opinion, I believe that he does believe in God, but I believe like he kind of, just my opinion, I'm not saying he is. So if you're seeing this Kurt Franklin, I ain't judging you or nothing like that. Never mind. But from what I've seen, that he kind of winged off a little bit. Like, I don't see him, like, I see him at more like rapper and like R&B events than I do see him at church events. I see him know more about different rap artists than he know actually about the Bible, because it was an incident where he got stopped and the dude considered him almost like as a false Christian, like it was all for show, and he was trying to have how would I say, a friendly gospel debate with him, but it seemed like Kurt Franklin didn't know nothing. And I feel like out of being a part or being a follower of Christ and following him for all those years, you should at least have some of the slightest knowledge about the Bible. Me personally, because I'm not gonna sit there and say like just a normal person that followed Christ fell off for a few years. But what I'm talking about, someone that has been in that spotlight as a Christian figure for over 3 to 4 decades. I'm talking like 90s, and you don't have that type of accurate knowledge about the Bible as much as you try to flaunt it. Like, it's almost like you're putting on a facade that you know something, but you don't actually know it.
Well, that all falls under personal relationship.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his personal relationship is with God, but I do understand what you're saying. That all falls like under that, like when you when I said earlier about finding a church home that fits for you. Today, I wouldn't say we trying to follow the culture too much, but at the same time, you gotta keep up with the time in order to gain souls.
Yeah.
Like, if we go out to the corner and start singing Negro spirituals, we ain't gonna get too many. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at us funny. But if we go out there and sing a up-to-date culture gospel song, then we'll get a little more attraction, because people see like they look like us. What's going on over there? Yeah. That's why it's so important to get the youth involved in Christ, because if you can get the youth, the other youth are gonna see that and follow on, and whole time older people are gonna look at the youth and see what they got and want what they got. There's plenty of brothers and sisters who are older than me, but come to me because of the lifestyle that I'm living.
Yeah.
So it's all in finding a good church home that fits you. Like I said, like if you want to be biblically taught, find somebody who's teaching instead of preaching.
Yeah.
But some people come to church, they just need a good song. So find you a good church with they got a good song.
Yeah.
And
Got some good
nice
music.
little bit of word in there. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's all about that. But I do think that keeping up with the culture is important because the youth is who's gonna lead us next. So if we can't reach the youth, then we have come to a standstill. So I think it is good that the church tries to stay with the culture. I think it's just important not to get too wrapped up in the culture.
Yeah.
Like, we want to keep up, but just so we can grab souls. We don't want to keep up so we can start looking like them. That's why a lot of the songs, gospel songs today, I'm iffy about it because it's I understand what they're trying to do and I understand the angle of what they're trying to do, but in the same sense, we still got to remember that praise and worship is sacred unto God. When you singing, when you're using your gift, all of that is worship unto Him, and it's still sacred. And there's ways to go about it.
Yeah.
To still get to what you're trying to get to. So I just feel like as long as we don't get too wrapped up in the culture and trying to look like the culture, we should be good.
So, has there ever been a point in time in your life where you ever left a church, and if so, what kind of happened to make you, want to venture off into a different path? You don't have to say, the name of the church, but just the time when,
I would say, it was a time where I left the church. I left because I was wanting more.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad church or nothing like that, but I personally just was wanting more. I wanted more teaching. I wanted more guidance. If I had a question, I needed to have it answered, or at least be pointed in the right direction to where I can get an answer from. So yes, I left. But even I didn't leave until I got the okay to leave.
Yeah.
If you already at a church home and you're feeling like you want to leave, or God is telling you to leave, the proper thing to do is go to your leader, go to your pastor, and explain to them what you're feeling, or explain to them that you feel like God is telling you that it's time to go. From there, God will point you in the right direction of, okay, now I see why God was telling me to leave, or maybe it was just something for me to open my eyes and see some more.
Yeah.
So I got the okay from God. I sat down and I talked with my leaders at the moment, and I explained what was going on. And they was okay. They was okay with that. They was okay with that at the time. If God is calling you for more, then ain't too much we can do. So, but it's all about how you do it. If you feel like you're not learning at your church, sit down and talk with your pastor and let them know I feel like I'm not learning enough. Maybe they can start doing one-on-one classes with you, one-on-one Bible class or something. But you wouldn't know if you just up and left. You feel me? Like maybe it wasn't time for maybe it wasn't time for you. Maybe it was just time for you to go sit down and have that talk with your leader type.
Yeah.
You feel me? So make sure if for anybody who's watching this, if you're feeling like God is pointing you in that direction, sit down and talk with your leader first, and you'll get clarity from there.
And I want to know, so what are your warning signs to tell your church may be unhealthy?
For me, it's about the gift of discernment. You can most times you can walk in and pretty feel when church is off.
Yeah.
Some churches got a nice little disguise going on, so it would take you having to sit there and really observe. Like maybe you get there in the beginning of church, everything look good, flow of church running smooth, the MC on fire, got the church, got everybody nice and hyped, the choir came up, got they did their thing for praise and worship, took us to glory, but then the pastor come up and my boy done said something. Bro or sis said something that ain't right. You like, nah, I know that ain't right. Ain't no Bible scholar, ain't the smartest man in the world. But I know that ain't right. So you gotta have that relationship with God. That relationship with God is key, because it opens the door for everything else. He'll Holy Spirit will literally nudge you if it's wrong or if it's right. Holy Spirit will let you know. God will let you know. But if it's wrong, you definitely gonna know it's wrong.
Yeah,
you'll know when you get in there. You like, oh no.
It don't make sense.
Yeah,
you don't even like you don't even
feel comfortable saying that. So nah,
you don't even gotta read the Bible. You like, hold on.
Yeah, no, this ain't it.
Yeah. And I want to ask you something. So, can someone lose their faith and get it back?
Yeah.
Can?
Yeah, very much so. Hey. Me personally, I feel like everybody that lost their faith at least one time in their lifetime. Yeah. If you haven't, kudos to you. You got some strong faith, my guy. You got some strong faith. You got some. But for me personally, I'll give you an example. Right around the time I was about 17 or 18, I was having a conversation with one of my closest friends, and we just started thinking, man, and we started contemplating on everything we had been through as kids and everything we going through now. And it was like the question you asked earlier, can we be, you know what I'm saying, without believing in God, can you still be a good person? And we both felt like we was good people. At that time, even still, I was in church heavy. I brought him into the church. He started coming to church with me, so I felt like I was a good person, but at the same time, I was still struggling. I'm still struggling. I was struggling financially. I was struggling mentally. I was struggling emotionally. But I was a devout Christian, so it's like it almost felt like, what's the point? Why am I being good if I'm still struggling? Why I can't lash out like they lash out? Why I can't just say forget it all? Why I can't do all this, God? You telling me to be a good person, I'm being a good person. You tell me love my neighbor, I'm loving my neighbor. You tell me tab, I'm tabbing. But what's going on?
So I want to know, what's the secret battle you won that nobody knows about?
Well, before today, a secret battle that I've won that nobody knows about. I wouldn't say that I necessarily won the battle. I'd say it's an everyday fight to stay on top, to make sure that I'm not succumbing to what I'm feeling. That secret battle for me would be suicide. Going through what we call life, when we say life be lifing. Life be lifing for your boy sometimes.
Damn right,
so,
damn right.
There's some times where it can get a bit overwhelming, and I have suicidal thoughts, and I pray, and something I fight by myself. I don't really speak about it too tough, even though I know it's a serious matter.
Yeah.
But that's something that that's a secret battle that I'm overcoming daily that nobody know about.
So if God showed you your biggest weakness right now, what would it be?
My biggest weakness probably right now would be consistency. If he was to expose my biggest weakness, it definitely would have to be consistency. I have no problem doing, and I know how to do, so I'll do it, but I'll do it and then I'll stop. I'll do it and then I'll stop. I'll do it and then I'll stop. It's just like the man who fell 7 times but gets back up. It's like I know what to do. You know what to do. You know the whole recipe.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, you like, okay, yeah.
You start on the solid. You be solid.
You get good, and then it's like you get distracted. Like life be lifing again. So it's like it takes your mind somewhere else, and now you gotta reboot to get back on track. So, man.
So what's something you forget? You forgiven in others, but struggle to forgive yourself.
That's a good one. I'll say I forgive other people for their ignorance or lack of knowing, so to speak. But I can't forgive myself for it.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, that's deep. Cause same here, bro.
Like, it's cause I know that we all had different upbringings. We all was brought up different. We all have different relationships with God. We all understand differently. But it's a lot of stuff that I feel like people should already know off the get-go. Like, somebody shouldn't have to tell you this. Like, that's a given to automatically know. So I'll forgive them for it. But for me, I'm like, I set myself on a higher standard of knowing. So I can't forgive myself because I'm like, you knew better. You should have known that. Like, come on now, tighten up.
And the crazy thing, the fact that you said that is because I had seen an interview with DMX, and he said you have to trust people to be themselves. You can't sit and expect somebody to have the same mindset as you. Like, if your homeboy is a thief, you have to understand and know that, like, this nigga gonna steal some shit one day. Like, it's not up to me to like, man, what the fuck you keep stealing? Why you stress? Alright, he a thief. Don't let him come in the house. He my nigga, but I just don't trust him around my house.
Hey man, as a follower of Christ, as a firm believer, man, that's something I can't stress to people enough, man, because like I said, once you become a follower, you whether you have the title or not, you instantly become another minister. Your job is to go out and share the word of God and compel others to come to the kingdom. In doing so, you have to remember that not everybody thinks like you, not everybody understands like you. People are gonna be people. Some people gonna reject you, some people gonna be with you. It's not, we can't change people. That no matter how hard we try, no matter what you do, you're not changing them. Only God has the power to change. One plants, one water, but only God gives the increase.
Facts.
So it's like, as a believer, people can definitely sometimes take you there, but you gotta understand that people are gonna be people. They are who they are. One thing you gotta do is love them still, accept them. Like, I can't love you no less because you're a thief. You showed me you was a thief. I knew you was a thief, so I can't love you no less than you because you're a thief. I just know there's certain places I can bring you, certain places I can't bring you. You feel me? So like, that's why I'm saying you can't judge them or be mad. Like, when people show you who they are, take that and now you know how to properly handle yourself with them. Not saying that you disregard them or throw them to the side or be like, nah, I can't deal. No, you still have to love them. You just have to love them in a certain way. Like, you can't give them full access. You gotta give them. You gotta love them from a distance. Like you said, you gotta love them from the distance.
Love them. And I got a few questions I want to ask you, and you have 5 seconds to answer each question.
Okay.
And once the 5 seconds up, I'll go to the next question. Okay. If following Jesus guaranteed a harder life, would you still follow him?
Yes. The end reward is greater than what's going on right now. The Bible says if you suffer with me, you'll reign with me. So if they told me it was gonna be hard, it'll be a little like but I'll take it only because I know I get to go to heaven in the end.
Next question. If God answered every prayer immediately, would faith even be necessary?
I don't think so.
You know,
I don't. If he answered it, there wouldn't be no need for faith.
Is doubt the opposite of faith, or is it certainty?
Doubt is the opposite of faith. If ain't no reason to have faith. If you gonna doubt, ain't no reason to have faith.
Okay. Can suffering make someone stronger, or does it just reveal who they already are?
It does both. It reveals who you are, and you can grow stronger from it as long as you don't let it kill you.
If anyone around you stop believing in God tomorrow, would your faith change?
No. My faith don't got nothing. They walk with Christ ain't got nothing to do with me. I serve them whether they do or they don't.
Is it still possible to love God and still be angry at Him?
Yeah, you're not gonna get everything that you pray for, everything that you fast. Maybe it's not meant for you to have. You're gonna feel some type of way, but you still gotta love Him. I still love Him.
Which is harder, trusting God when things are bad, or trusting Him when things are good?
It's harder to trust Him when things are bad because there's a lot of uncertainty and we don't have answers. So,
if God removed one thing from your life to help you grow, what would it be?
my own understanding.
What's harder, accepting forgiveness or giving it?
Accepting, you just to accept stuff for what it is. It's kind of hard, but accepting.
If God gave you if God gave you everything you asked for last year, where would your life be today?
Oh, buddy, we wouldn't be in this living room, buddy.
I'd be in heaven. I'd be in heaven. If He gave me, I want to go to heaven. That's it.
We would not be in this living room, buddy.
That's the only thing. I'm good.
I'm good. If you get what? Oh man.
Yeah, I'd be in heaven somewhere.
I'd have had a little piece right here.
Yeah. What I wanna you did good. You answered the 10 questions. I like how some of your answers was, and I want to know, like, what's something society celebrate that you think is actually harmful? And
Pride.
yeah,
That ABCDLMG zone.
yeah,
That's gotta go, gang. That's gotta go. That's gotta go.
Yeah.
And it's to the point now where I feel like they forcing it on everybody. Society wants everybody to be so comfortable and involved that they're kind of like forcing it on everybody, even the kid. Like cartoons, there shouldn't no cartoons be having that in there.
yeah.
Like, it don't take all that. I mean, I understand you want to feel accepted and all that. Do your thing. No, I'm personally not here to judge you.
Yeah.
But as far as having everybody else wanna, it's not. That's not it. It's not it.
It's not it. Man. And I want to know, like, what's a certain type of criticism about you hurts because, there's some type of truth to it?
Honestly, I say my laziness. I get criticized for being lazy, and I don't like it because
I don't like that.
I don't like it because honestly, I don't like it, but I accept it because it is true. I do have a tendency to be lazy. Like if I don't have to do anything, I'm not doing it. If I don't have to do it, I'm the type of, if I don't got to, okay, cool. I'm chilling. I'm in the house cooling, but I be feeling like I be mad because I'm like, I'm not lazy. I just, if I don't have to, I'm not going to. There's a lot of times where You know, people be asking you to do stuff and you be like, man, I don't want to do it. But I still do it, but I do get called lazy because some of the stuff I take the lazy way out. So I get mad, but I can't get mad because it do be true. So I be like, I do have my lazy tendencies, but I'm not lazy.
Man, if I want to know, like, if someone is going through, you know, what you've been through, what would you tell them, and how would you explain it to them?
If someone's going through what I've been through, honestly, I would tell you to pray harder and fast more.
Yeah.
Because going through what I've been through, I started to take notice that fasting and praying is one of the things that I was missing most.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been a devout Christian. Like, when the doors of the church is open, I'm there. I don't have no problems being there. If I'm asked to pray within the walls of the church, I don't have a problem doing that. If we're asked to fast as a whole church, I don't have a problem doing that. But as far as fasting and praying for my own sake, on my own personal time, for to get William Johnson in good standings with God, going through what I was going through, that's one thing that I was lacking.
Yeah.
So if you're going through what I've been through, I would tell you to fast more and pray more, because it helps. Certain things you can only overcome through fasting and praying. And with me missing that part of my lifestyle or my relationship with God, I was stuck in a lot of stuff more for a longer time period than I was supposed to. If I had only just fasted and prayed, I probably could have came out of what I was going through a lot quicker.
Facts. And if this was the last time people heard from you, what message would you leave behind?
If this is your last time hearing me, my message to you is that Jesus is real. Don't ever let nobody tell you that he ain't. He is. He's not dead. He's yet alive. He can fix any problem. He can heal any hurt. He can heal any wound. All you gotta do is believe. That's it. If you believe, that's it. He said the only way to the Father is through Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ said the only way through the Father is through him. So if believing helps you get to the Father, believe. Because when you're dead, it's too late. Hell is real. No matter what nobody tell you, hell is real, heaven is real. And it's up to you which one you go to. Nobody else has the power to put you in heaven or hell but God. But you have the power to help him determine which one you're going to. If you want to go to heaven, I suggest you confess out of your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is the way. If not, then you're going to hell. I'm sorry to put it like that, but it's the truth. And that'll be my last message.
Fan. And I appreciate having you up here, man. I had a great conversation.
For sure.
Hopefully we can sit down and talk again on the podcast, man. And
most definitely. My next growth spurt. Yeah. Have a different conversation. See what that's like.
Facts. And tell the people, where they can find you at, because I know you just starting up your channels and stuff like that.
For sure, family, you can catch me at IfYouAskMe. That's If You Ask, IfYouAskMe. If You Ask Me. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all social media platforms. If you ask me, tune in. Bible-based community. We love to see you there. Come ask some questions. Let's grow together.